Hello everyone. I am starting up the live stream now. Welcome to my live stream. I am Robin Shaw, a Canadian teacher, and I work and live here in Korea. So if it's your first time watching, welcome to the live stream. If you can see over here, here's my schedule. And you can see Monday and Tuesdays I do English Q&A, which means people come, they ask questions, English questions. Sometimes they ask personal questions, and then I try to answer. Okay, I can't answer every question, but I do my best to answer your questions. And you could see tomorrow, I'm very excited about tomorrow because tomorrow will be my first live stream about writing. So I will, if you're interested in writing, please come tomorrow. I'll talk about writing. Thursday is pronunciation, Friday, topic discussion, and then Saturday, of course, is the game day. And then Sunday, I usually teach an English lesson about grammar or vocabulary or something. All right, so that's the schedule probably for the next month. It might change. And also you can see, I guess, down here that I'm chatting in social apps all the time, Facebook. You can join my Facebook group. You can join my WhatsApp group. I'm probably most active in WhatsApp, so check the links below, and you can talk to me anytime. All right, today's Q&A. So what you guys should be doing right now is preparing your English questions. And I got a little things we should follow here. Some things we should follow. I'll move that to the center. There. So I want you to, when you're preparing your question, all right, check your spelling, because I'm often confused with wrong spelling in the question. So please try to get good spelling. Try to get good grammar. You don't need perfect grammar, but spelling, grammar, and make sure you have a question mark, okay? Because a lot of you write questions without a question mark, and I'm very confused. And also, I'm not a dictionary. So if you want to know about a word, you should give me some example sentences to help me, all right? So all of you should be preparing your questions, and while you're preparing your questions, I'm going to check the chat room. If you're watching me now, you should log into your YouTube account and join the chat. That's where I'm going to check for questions. That's who I'm going to talk to. And that's how you participate. And I'm very excited today because I have a lot of my students should be here. Well, some of them, the good students from the college I work at. So I can see some of my students are here. Welcome. Thanks for coming. Yeah, today I taught three classes at my university, at my college. They were their major was computers, and their English, they were shy because it was the first day, but their English was really good today. So I'm very happy with my students today. So if you're here, welcome. All right, let's see. I'm checking the chat room now to see who's here. So Lila's always here. Welcome, Lila. 69 Moo Jane, you're back and you're asking questions before I start. Global Eye is new. Welcome. Zegham Chima, or Azam Chima. Jose Silva. Diallo, hello. Prakar, welcome. Ari. Was that Ari or Ari? I already forgot. Tell me again in the group. Ari Lenga. Carrie Page. Hello, Reina Jumi. Welcome back again. Mehdi Chokri. I know I'm saying everyone's name wrong. Sorry. Hang Tong, welcome back. Florin, yeah, I think I changed that. Thank you, Florin, for reminding me. Waiso Yaya, hello. And of course, Imhee Jung, welcome. Please call me Robin. Lila, writing is tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be writing. Today is just questions. Oh, and Florin is already talking to the Korean. Hello, Imhee Ju. Oh, Florin, you read Korean. Good for you, Florin. See, Florin, these live streams have value. Mayram Amri, Miriam Amri. Hello, Zayad, Win, Harash, ONU. Welcome. Thank you for joining. And Awad Alawathi. Welcome. Seima. Whoa, we got a lot of people here. Jian, Layla Mukrama, Niaz, Ur Raham, welcome. Kang and Yu, welcome. Oh, so many people. Stephanie. Yeah, so Lila, Lily, congratulations for your students. I am so glad to hear that, Robin. Yeah, they were good students today. I see about 4 of them today. Kang and Yu, welcome. Yu Sung Jun, welcome. Okay, I don't see any English questions, guys. This is the point. You got to start asking English questions. Remember, check your spelling, check your grammar, get a question mark, any question, bring it, and give me example sentences. Okay, I'm going to put that to the side. Up. All right, I can see. I gotta close Facebook here. Raina, my internet connection is a bit slow. Well, I'm sorry, Raina. And then we have, what did you want me to call? Japanese Iroha, Japanese Che-up. Che-up is here also. All right, guys, so for my regular students, I don't see questions. You should be asking questions. That's why I'm here. You're not here just to watch me. You got to start. If you got any, the good students are studying English every day. Now we got students from all over the world here. Oh, Saye June, welcome. All right. Lila has the first question there. I'm looking in the chat. She says, does green have the same meaning as smile? Very interesting. So she's asking those 2 words. If you're on your phone, I'm sorry, it's very small. So she gave example sentences. Good. His grin was infectious. He smiled at me. No. Well, they're the same family. A grin and a smile are like brother and sister. They're very similar, but they're different. So a smile is more common. That's a creepy smile maybe, but that's my smile. Now a grin is kind of a little smile. It's kind of a... That's a grin. Kind of a little bit of a smile. Now smiles are big, and a grin is a smile, but it's hard. You just have to watch my face. So I know I'm going to scare everyone. That's a smile, and a grin is more like that. But mean the same thing. That was a difficult question. Maybe I'm looking crazy right now. Win! You have a question here. Even knowing they can go home quickly, even if they know they can go home quickly. Are these sentences the same? Yeah. Wait. I'm not going to say same yet. Even knowing they can go. Yeah, I think those are not full sentences. Those are clauses. You didn't finish the sentences. So just looking at the clauses, I'm going to say, yeah, they're the same. If you could give me full sentences, I can confirm that. Louis, hi. Mehdi, when can we see? Mehdi, we already started. All right, saw you, June. I got you. Mehdi, could you help me? Can you help me between the... You don't have any sentences. Lily, your smile is so cute, Robin. Oh, no, it is not. Carrie Page has a question. My Parkinson's is the same to my children as me being an activist is. Where did you get that sentence, Carrie? Because you're showing me a sentence from something, and I have to get more context. Because it's comparing two things as being similar. So, Carrie, your example there is very confusing because I don't know where you got that. Tammy, here, ready to learn. Well, Tammy, I'm answering today. I'm not teaching any topic. Today is just answering any English questions you have. All right. So what is the word concern mean? Is it same as worry? I want to make sentence with... there's no Korean allowed in my chat. You can't write Korean here. And what I want you to do is, I'm not a dictionary. You go to the dictionary, not Naver. You go to an English dictionary. You find concern. You come back with number 2 here. You got to give me example sentences, and I'll check those sentences. Example sentences. Benwood 4DB. I guess I'm late. Carrie, that's a headline from Hollywood Actors Interview article. That's the headline. My Parkinson's disease, that would be Parkinson's disease, is the same to my children as me being an activist. I would have to see the article to answer that. Because I have no context, Carrie. It's just comparing two things as the same. Let me see if I can find that article very quickly. I can't find it. I'll have to move on, Carrie. 69 Mujane. How many auxiliary verbs do we have in English? How many auxiliary verbs? Have, will. Let's see. There's be, do, have. Yeah, so the be verb, the do verb, the have verb. 3. Will would be part of the be verb. Or would. No, let's take out would. Now you stumped me. Give me a second. Now, when you think of the be verb, or when you think of the auxiliary verbs, you should focus on just the be verb, have, and do, like that. Layla, how to pronounce this? Nonsense. Nonsense. Robin is a strong man who stands on nonsense. That's not how we would use nonsense. We would use nonsense as if someone is saying something we don't understand or it's crazy talk, we would say, oh, that person is speaking nonsense. Louis, what is the weather like today. The weather is not bad here, but there's a lot of air pollution these days in Korea. Yeah, Carrie Page, that actor from Back to the Future. I know, I already know you're talking about Michael J. Fox, but that's a title of an article, and the article has information. So you can't really know the title meaning until you read the article. Okay, update on the auxiliary verbs. The auxiliary verbs. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, including will. There. Yeah, sorry I didn't think of all 15 right away. Why do you need to know 15? Be, can, could, dare, do, have, may, might, must, need, ought, shall, should, will, would. All right, any difference between color and color? Still a little bit. There's no difference between color and color except the spelling. Why is the spelling different? Okay, one is American spelling, one is British spelling. That's it. There's no difference. Canadians use British spelling, so American spelling of labor, Canadian and British spelling of labor. Yeah, pollution, not fun, from Lewis. MHD, Mohaz Awad, why you choose Korea? Why did you choose Korea? Why did you choose to teach in Korea? That's a better question. Yeah, Korea needs a lot of English teachers. Koreans really want to study English, so I came to Korea. There's lots of jobs here. Im Hee Jung, you can ask any English question, anything about English. But remember, I'm not a dictionary, so if you have a question about vocabulary, you should put in an example sentence. And let's see, I'm about 2 minutes behind, not bad. And Lila, does sweep out, that's not a word. I think you got the spelling wrong, Lila. Sweep out, swipe out. I'm going to say you meant swipe out, S-W. I'm going to have the same meaning as stole. Swiped, not swipe out. Your example, that's why examples are important. So he swiped my purse out of my hand. It's not swipe out, it's just swipe. So he swiped my purse. That can mean steal, yes. So stole and swiped, not swipe out. And I want to forget translating, but I can't. How I forget it? So, Alawathi, if you're always translating in your mind, you're always translating. Yeah, it takes years, man. It takes years to stop translating, right? You got to keep using English expressions. You keep using English expressions over and over. Eventually, you don't need to translate. So it takes a lot of time. Benwood, hey man, where are you from? Canada. I'm from Canada. I'm really enjoying your classes. Right on, buddy. Thank you, Benwood. 4DB. Oh, Kim Bo Min, welcome. Omar Radwan. I want to be so ugly. I'm getting tired of being handsome all the time. Radwan, I want to see your photo. Are you sure you're so handsome? Anyway, your sentence is correct. Is it the same concept with theater and theater? Yes, it is. One is American, one is British. They mean the same thing. Usually in my classes, I always write American spelling in Korea. I don't use Canadian spelling in Korea. All right, so make the chat bigger so I can see. The chat is so small here. You guys are typing. Louis, use a mask or ruin your haircut. What does that mean? Are you saying bad things to me? I don't know what you're trying to say, Louis. France Dazson, welcome. Hello. Diallo, upset and distraught mean the same? Not a dictionary, Diallo. You go to that dictionary, you check the words, you come back with one sentence with upset, and also use that same sentence with distraught, and I'll help you. I see a lot of my students, they come in to say hi, but you got to participate. All right, Fanny, my friend asked me what you like then. What do you like then? Why is then used as the end of the sentence? Oh, Fanny, you gave me a difficult sentence I got to think about for a moment. It's a good question. What do you like? I'll take a moment because Fanny's a VIP. That's a D. Is that going off? So Fanny's question is asking, we have in English, what do you like? And what do you like then? So this case, Fanny, it's a very special case because if you asked me, do you like chocolate? And I said, no. Do you like candy? No. Do you like cake? No. You might say, well, what do you like then? So this case, this kind of expression, we would say, I don't want to ask you more questions to find out what you like. I just want you to tell me directly. So in not all the cases, the only situation I can think now is this. What do you like then? Which means you're tired of asking someone so many questions and you want them to tell you directly. So, Fanny, you would need to make a dialogue, A, B, because that would be a reply to some dialogue. You wouldn't ask someone, what do you like? What do you like then? That doesn't make sense. Someone is not answering you correctly, and then you would reply, what do you like then? Please tell me directly. I'm sorry, Fanny, that's a very complicated one, and I know a lot of you are confused, but that's very advanced English, And maybe that's better, Fanny. If you go into my Facebook group and ask that question, I can give example dialogues. But it's very difficult for me to give example dialogues here. So sorry, Fanny. If you don't understand, ask it in my Facebook group. Jihan, who's to blame for all this trouble? Is it correct? It's correct. Ziad, I started to study vocabulary today. What is the useful way to study to not forget them? What's the useful way to study so I don't forget them? Well, flashcards. You can use flashcards. That is one way to help you remember if you need to study vocabulary. But as many of you know, I don't like people who study vocabulary books or vocabulary lists. You can study vocabulary lists and you can use flashcards. That works. That works. But the better way is reading. If you read 20 to 30 minutes every day, your vocabulary will grow and you'll have a large vocabulary. Florin Baku, is it doubt that bad? No, I don't understand your question, Florin. All right, so we have some Korean students here writing. Sae Jun, what is the difference between English and USA English? All right, Sae Jun, look at this. You want to have spelling, grammar, and don't forget the question mark when you make a question. So you don't have a question mark, but I'll answer your question. What is the difference between, what do you mean, British English and USA English? Pronunciation of vowels and slang. Those are the main differences. Pronunciation of vowels and slang. They use different slang words. Like in England, they're going to say bloody hell, but in America, they don't say that. But the basic language is the same. No say Jung. Hello. You, Song Jun. How many hours do you usually broadcast? I usually broadcast 1 hour. Sometimes it's 1 hour 10. Sometimes it's 1 hour 20. I don't expect everyone to watch full broadcasts. A lot of people come in, they ask some question, they leave. That's fine. Today is Q&A, so usually when the questions stop, we're done. Other days I teach topics. So today I'm not teaching a topic, but tomorrow I teach writing. So that'll be very useful. Chae Yong Han, hello. Dimitri, hello from Thailand. Well, Dmitry Raskolov, that doesn't sound like a Thailand name. That doesn't sound like a Thai name. Dimitri, why is British grammar so hard for me? Well, English grammar, I think you should say, because US grammar and British grammar, 99% the same. I don't know why it's so hard for you. I suggest you start reading. Kim Surim, hello. Yeah, swipe. Swipe might be slang for stole. Or steal. Can't see that. Put that up there for a bit. Swipe. My messy writing. Steal. Is there Canadian spelling? Canadian spelling and British spelling are the same. We use oh, your first question, is there Canadian spelling, has 2 question marks, but your second question has no question marks. So remember, try to have the question marks. You guys, part of the learning is making proper questions. So get your questions with question marks. So Canadian, British spelling is the same. British grammar, because too many French words. Well, English borrows words from many languages, not just French. Yeah, there's a lot of French words in English. Abdul Montaleb. I'm sorry because I was trapped trapped by traffic. Yeah. Stephanie, how to pronounce this? Mosque. Mosque. Louis. 69 Mujane. Difference between look, watch, and see. I'm not the dictionary. Give me some examples. I say give me some examples because I don't want all my students just to depend on the teacher. Part of learning is to do it yourself. And easy stuff like words, you know, 5 minutes looking at, or 1 minute looking at the dictionary, you probably understand. If you look at the dictionary and you don't understand, you should try and make your own sentences here. Then I will help. But if you're asking about vocabulary, I'm not the dictionary. I will help you with sentences. Fita, good evening from my side, my great teacher, Mr. Robin. I came late to your live stream because my network is very poor. Well, better late than never. Oh, Dimitri, my English level B1 and French level A2. So good for you, Dimitri. So what's your native language? Russian? Or, because your name is confusing me, Dimitri. That's a Russian name, but you said you're in Thailand. Ziad, I want to say to you, when we are asking you the meaning about words and vocabs, because it comes better and staying a long time in our mind. I know, Ziad, but I'm not going to do that. Part of teaching vocab is example sentences. And, you know, I'm live here. It's difficult to teach live, to think of 15 auxiliary verbs. I need time. If you want me to have example sentences for look, watch, see, or other words, it take too much time. You bring me the example sentences. You guys have to help me to help you. And 69 Mujane, the difference between really and very. Yeah, bring me 2 example sentences and I will help you. Kim Min Jun, hello. Yoon Jin, hello. Awad, how can you remember more difficult word? Difficult word. What, for example? What's a difficult word to you? So yeah, which one is correct? Since three ago or since 3 years ago? You want to say since 3 years ago. And Ziad, why don't you give me a sentence? Since 3 years ago, I've been studying English. Can you tell me, how did you learn grammar? Well, I learned grammar the same way you learned Korean grammar. You grew up in your country and you read books and you went to school and you watched TV, and that's how I learned grammar. And that's how you should learn English grammar. Read books, watch TV. Stay away from grammar books. Stay away from grammar books. Franz Dazon. What do you look for here? Is a good Mr. R? It looks like a good sentence, but I don't know where you want to meet it or where you want to use it. Sorry. But it looks fine. Fanny. Yeah, Robin, I was so confusing about the sentence. I know the meaning. Why is then not placed at the beginning of the sentence? Fanny, that is spoken English. I should mention that too. You got to be careful with that. That's also spoken English. That's not, we wouldn't write that in a, it's usually spoken. And that's very advanced. Hing Tong, any term same as traffic jam? Busy traffic. Well, we would say, I was in a traffic jam. I was in a traffic jam. That's what I would say, Hang Tong. Florid, I know there are two pronunciations of bow. We need to shoot arrows from a bow, yes. And the second pronunciation, bow, yes. As I said, it a couple days ago. Some words have two pronunciations. Bow, bow, lead, led, read, read, wind, wind. So you got to be careful. Live, live. So these words here, yeah, they can have two pronunciations with two different meanings. Only the spelling is the same. So you got to be careful with these words. Most of my students probably make a mistake with live and live. So I'm confused about the two pronunciations. Everyone, repeat after me. Bow, you shoot the arrow from the bow, and bow. Bow. Lead, led. Read, past tense, read. Wind, wind, and wind, wind. And live, I'm living now, live, and live. Learn English live. Be careful all those words. Susanna, I'm listening. Thank you, Susanna. Okay. Oh, in you. Some English people use legit for exclamation, like this is legit. But what's in my head, it's same meaning as legal. That's funny. Yeah, good question. That's also advanced. The confusion is because it's slang. So remember with slang, slang is only spoken, right? And usually young people use slang. So your expression, this is legit. I don't use this expression because I'm old, but younger people might use this expression. And that would just mean this is real. This is legit. This is real. So, for example, this is why you need example sentences. So maybe if I have a Rolex watch, I would say this is legit, which means it's real. It's a real Rolex. Unfortunately, I don't have a Rolex watch, but you guys are free to send me one. Florin, are questions the most important part of learning? Well, they're one of the most important parts of learning. being able to ask questions. Reina, how much? Oh, I'm about 9 minutes behind. I'll speed it up. Excuse me. Reina, what do you think is the best time to sleep? No, you got it correct. What do you think is the best time to sleep? Prabin Shrestha. What is blonde? Red hair? In English, we don't say yellow hair. We say blonde. Okay, so blonde is yellow hair. So my hair is a little bit blonde. We don't say yellow hair in English. Oh, in you, I have confusion between that because our online dictionary tells us legit is legal. Yeah, but it's slang. So your dictionary, you got to look at the slang usage of legit. Okay, let's keep going on here. All right, Fenny, my friend said, give me a knock when you're available. Is it give me a knock? Give me a knock. Knock is knocking on the door. So if he said, give me a knock when you're available, that means you can knock on his door or send him a message or call him. It just means contact him. It could be, I don't know if he could actually mean 1, give me a knock on the door, on his door, or 2, slang for contact me. Grace. Hi, young, handsome Robin teacher. Ugh. Grace is here now. Welcome, Grace. Florin, how to use quench? Quench is always about you're thirsty. Like you can be hungry or for food or thirsty for water. So you should supply an example. Drink water, quench thirst. That's a terrible sentence, Florin. But you would say, I drink water to quench. It's a good word. My thirst. Can you see that? Yeah. So I drink water to quench my thirst. So quench is satisfy or get rid of my thirst. So after I drink, I'm thirsty, I drink the water, I quench my thirst. So I'm no longer thirsty. Jihan, I'm over breath? No, I'm out of breath. I'm out of breath. Not over breath. Lila, what's the difference between flame and fire? Jeez, that's a difficult question. A flame is just this. Fire has no shape. What's the shape of fire? There's no shape of fire. So a flame is just a small, controllable. We can control it of the fire. So if you have a candle and there's a flame, that's very small, and we can control it. Or if you light a match, that's going to be a flame. So very small fire. The flame of a candle. The house was destroyed by fire. Yeah. So those sentences are correct. The house was destroyed by the big fire and the flame of the candle. The flame. Diallo, upset means making someone unhappy. Is it a verb? No, it's an adjective. What do you mean? What's your question? You make me upset. I am upset. Upset is an adjective, not a verb. Oh, sorry. It can be a verb too. You upset me. That's right. Sorry, Diallo. See, this is hard, guys. Yeah, so there you go as a verb and an adjective. Florin, how can we understand compound words which are not found in a dictionary? If they are not found in the dictionary, they're not real words. Yeah, sometimes a native speaker might make their own compound word, like Koreans. They made their own compound word because Koreans say handphone. This is the handphone, which is a compound word. And handphone is probably not in the dictionary, but it's easy to understand if I say handphone. 이제 Hyuk, hi teacher. Gong Dae-jun. Hello, good to see you. Good to see you. Stephanie, thanks, Robin. Mosque. Fida, what's the difference among? Watch, look, and see. You go give me some example sentences. Number 2, give me some example sentences. Then I help you. Prabins Threthra, how to differentiate between the color of eye. The eye colors in English, blue, green, black, brown. That's about it, right? There could be also hazel. That's another eye color. Blue eyes, green eyes, hazel, brown eyes. There's not too many eye colors. Grace, today I listened to Adele's song over and over. In her song's lyrics, I heard, out of the blue, I guess the meaning of it, away from sadness mood, just suddenly, was I right? Is it adjective or adverb? You're talking about out of the blue? Out of the blue would be idiom. So out of the blue is an idiom, and it would mean suddenly. Let me check that. Suddenly. Out of the blue. Yeah, without warning, unexpectedly. So, is it an adjective? It would be an adjective. Im Hee-jung, is it okay to omit the subject of a sentence anytime if I want? For example, I love your mustache, love your mustache. Yes, only in speaking. Only in speaking. Native speakers, yeah, they will say, oh, love your mustache. That's possible. Lewis, is by now that you have been living for a while there, Korean easier than before? Oh, Lewis, your grammar is a little bit weak in this sentence. So I think you're asking me to compare Canada and Korea. Is Korea easier than Canada? I'm not sure your question, but life in Korea has many good things and bad things, and life in Canada has many good things and bad things. But I think I'm happier in Korea. Canada's cold and expensive. All right, so I'm going to speed up here. Do 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 do. Oh, we got lots of questions. Probin, she called me out of the blue. I was very surprised. Probin, yeah, unexpectedly. It's an idiom. Im Hee Jung, I want to know the difference between anytime and every time. Well, Im Hee Jung, you go to the dictionary, you look up anytime and every time, and you come back here with 2 example sentences. One sentence uses anytime and one sentence uses every time. And then I will talk about those sentences. QWERTY Song Handsome. Hello, QWERTY. Do you have a question, QWERTY? Benwood 4DB. Hey, Robin, I'm always getting it hard to pronounce some stuff. Like here in Nigeria, our language have its own ways of pronouncing words. Could you make a video on how to pronounce English words? Pronunciation of English words. Yes, if you see my schedule, every Thursday I do pronunciation videos. So if you want to improve your English pronunciation, you watch Thursday. This video is only Q&A. I don't do this every day. Other days I'm teaching topics. All right, France Dazon. There's something that I've the difficulty to understand. M, for example, home, homing, house, housing. We got a lot of questions there, France Dazon. Give me example sentences. I'm not going to help you unless I see example sentences, guys. You keep trying, but you got to follow that. Make sure you guys check your spelling, grammar, and add a question mark and gives me example sentences. And then I will gladly help you. Fanny, what do you mean about spoken English advanced? You mean that sentence is advanced English? Yeah, spoken English is a lot, or casual English, or we call colloquial English. Spoken English is more difficult to study than I guess the book English, because we use the language in so many different ways and so many different situations. So yeah, learning just spoken English is really difficult because you can have some really strange expressions that don't follow grammar rules. So if you're studying English, you could be very confused. Maybe tonight I use some expressions and you guys are, what? If I ever say something you don't understand, ask me. QWERTY, who are you? I'm Robin. Who are you, QWERTY? Yeah, distraught is an adjective, Diallo. It's not a verb. Match word. Prabin, what is distraction, abstraction, contraction, fraction? You go get me some example sentences. Kanyazi, good question here. What would be the past tense of this sentence? You upset me. You forgot your question mark. Give me a question mark on your questions, guys. You upset me. I think the past tense of upset would be upset. Upset, upset. So you make me upset. Past tense, you made me upset. You made me upset. Florin, you don't have a match against me. I need to see the match. Do you have a match to start a fire? You're talking about match. What's the confusion? You got many different usages of match. So what exactly is your question, Florin? Jo Min Hyuk. Do you know One Piece, Robin? You have a very nice name. Thank you. Yes, I know One Piece. Kanyazi, handphone. Yeah, that's the Korean expression for mobile phone, like handbag. Yes. Yeah, it makes sense, but it's not real English. Native speakers don't say handphone. We say a cell phone or a mobile phone. Angel. Hi, Robin. Hello, everyone. Sorry I'm late. What did I miss? You missed 100 questions. Today is just English Q&A. Angel, if you have a question, ask me. Okay, I'm about 9 minutes behind, guys. I got to speed up. Ziad, I'm seeing your fans becoming bigger. I see a lot of watchers here. Well, today I have a lot of students watching. I don't know how many students are watching. I'll find out next week when I go to class again. Next Tuesday, I'll ask my students, how many were watching me? Franz Dazen, yesterday you told me you hadn't have enough time to explain me about these words in, into, within. All right, friends, I'm not going to explain them again today. You need example sentences, but I'm going to tell you, friends, this Sunday class, which is Sunday is the best class of the week, guys. You should always watch Sunday. I'm going to talk about prepositions on Sunday. So be sure to watch the Sunday class. I'm going to talk about prepositions. So Franz Dasson, if you possible, please check out the Sunday class. I'm going to talk all about prepositions. Okay, I'm going to move on. Sorry if I go too fast through your questions. You can always ask again. Robin, did you make compound words in Korean? I don't make compound words in Korean. Monmon, reading skill. How can I apply it? Maybe I read in wrong pronunciation. Do you mean reading out loud? And you have no question mark. Well, reading skill, you just read. But if you're reading out loud is a good way to practice English. You just have your article or book and you just, hello, Johnny went to the whatever. And you might have wrong pronunciation. Yeah, you might have wrong pronunciation. But still, I think it's worth it. To get the right pronunciation, there's no solution. Unless you there's lots of resources online to check the pronunciation of words. Prabin, don't touch my stuff, don't touch my things. Let me do my thing. Let me do my work. Well, that's two different things. That's two different things. Don't touch my stuff, don't touch my things. In that case, stuff is things. They mean the same thing. But the second example, let me do my thing. Or let me do my work. This could be similar. My thing is what I do. Right now, I'm doing my thing. What is my thing? Teaching live. That's my thing. That's also my work. Kanyazi, a bike came out of the blue and I had to hit the brakes. Is it correct? Yes. Good question. I want to make a sentence with out of the blue. So anything that it's unexpected. He came out of the blue to my house and he just told me, I wanna back to you. I wanna come back to you. Yep, that works. That's fine, Grace. You used out of the blue correctly. But you forgot this word, that's fine. Jian, I can't tell the whole story now, but for brief, my parents aren't coming here this summer. I can't. Okay, is this correct? Is it correct? I can't tell you the whole story now, but briefly, I would say briefly, my parents aren't coming here this summer. Yes, I would say like that, but I would just use briefly. Briefly means very quickly. So I can't tell you the whole story now. The story is too big. I can't tell it now, but briefly, my parents aren't coming here this summer. Probin, I wish I could help you anytime. You stay away every time when I ask you questions. All right, so you got some examples, Probin. I wish I can help you anytime. You stay away every time. You put a comma there, so you confused me. You should use periods. You got two sentences. I wish I could help you anytime. So if I was making a sentence, I would say, I wish I could help you anytime, but I can't. You stay away every time when I ask you questions. That's correct. Robin, my parents are not going to be available this summer because they went to Hawaii. That's correct. Cha Minjae, which one is correct between what's difference and what's the difference? We got to use that second one. What's the difference? What's the difference? This one's red, this one's black. What's the difference? What's the difference? We can't say what's difference. Good question. What's the difference? Sorry for not putting question mark. I thought it'd be you made me upset. How far am I? I'm getting closer. You guys are always. I'm very sorry because you write a question and then you gotta wait 5 minutes. But I try to do this quickly. So, Fida, I look at the newest student in the classroom. I see those boys always playing the badminton. We don't want to say the badminton. I see those boys always playing badminton every day. I watch the car in the street moving fast. Yeah? So, is there a question? Those all make sense except the badminton. We can't say the badminton, just badminton. Cook Huang, I have studied English for 4 months. Now I'm watching you to teach. Thanks very much. Well, thank you, Cook Huang. Do you have any questions? Jihan, he boasts all the time about his beautiful new boat. You got a critical error. So he's using boast. Very proud if you boast. You're very proud about something. But when you have he, remember I, he, she, it, you, we, they. What's your verb? Your verb is boast. I boast. You, we, they boast. He, she, it boasts. He boasts all the time about his beautiful new boat. Florin, can I add more than a question mark to a question? You can do anything you want, Florin, but if you're writing, no. If you're chatting, yes, nobody cares. But if you're writing an official letter or document, one question mark. Khan, Niazi, Robin, I am happy that you read my comment and answered my question. Well, I know sometimes my answers are more confusing than the question. I always hope I help people. Okay, Vito, what is the difference among angry, upset, and nervous? Yep. Give me 3 example sentences and I will tell you. Franz Dazen, example about homing. She wanna be homing instinct herself. No, Franz, I don't know that word, homing. Homing? What is that? Did you guys spelling something wrong? No, Franz, that's wrong. Hong Sung-nam. Hi, Robin. Yes, please always be with me. Is this the correct sentence? Please always be with me. So, Sung-nam, yes, you want to say that to your girlfriend tonight. Please always be with me. That's correct. Lila, which one is more common in use? Hire and rent. And what is the difference between them? Okay, that's different. Hire. That's an interesting question. I like that question. Hire and rent. Now, with hire, I don't know if you guys can see that on your phone. You hire people to work at a company. So my company hired me. Rent, you usually rent, for example, a car. You just want to use the car a day, a week. You rent a car, or you might rent a house. You can't hire a house. But let's look at these sentences. This sentence is possible. I hired a car. I rented a car. Are they the same? They're not the same, but they're very similar. I hired a car, again, related with people. So I have a car, but there's a driver. So I have a car. I hired a car means I rented a car, and the car has a driver. So I hired a car means the car has a driver, and I rented a car. There's no driver. But just only this case, they're very similar. But most of the time, hire is just about hiring employees. Okay, I hope that helps you, Lila. I have to move on. Fanny, what are you craving now? What would you like to have now? What's the difference? I think both of them are the same, Fanny. What are you craving now? Yeah, that's what do you want to eat now? That would be same thing. But of course, craving is a little bit stronger. If you're I'm craving ice cream. You kind of really, really want ice cream. But I think that if you're asking someone, those are almost the same question. Prabin, angry, super sad, want to beat up, upset, just sad. Give me examples. Oh, just sad about something, nervous, confused to explain things. You got it, Prabin. You got to give me clear sentences. And you got to give me examples, and you got to use question mark. You got to have good spelling, good grammar. I want to help you, Prabin, but you gotta make your questions a little better. Franz Dazen, the second example about housing. She lives in low income housing. What is the meaning really? She lives in low income housing. That's housing with cheap rent. The rent is very low. So low income housing is usually in the bad neighborhood where the poor people live. Unfortunately. Does that answer your question? Ziad. League. Can I use in many situations as in we have the League of Giant or let's go to the league of richest people. No. See, you're using league incorrectly. So try to these sentences don't work. Try different sentences, but these ones don't make sense to me. Prabin, flat, apartment, is that the same? Prabin, do you have an example sentences using flat and apartment? I'm not a dictionary, Prabin. I'm not a dictionary. You bring the example sentences. Kanyazi. He told me that I can see him anytime. Right, that's correct. Kanyazi, are you a girl? Is that a true sentence? Kanyazi, I always struggle to put, make, ask the question. Any trick, any tip? Well, I always struggle to write a question, type a question, make a question, ask the question. Your question seems fine, Kanyazi. You don't seem to struggle. Prabin, they see me rolling. That's not a question. What does that mean? What are you talking about? They see me rolling? Is that from the song? They see me rolling. I don't know. That might be slang. Where did you see rolling, Prabin? All right. Okay, we're going to finish up in about 5 to 10 minutes. So get your last questions in, and then we'll finish this up. Zia, the single is terrible here today. I'm so mad. I think you mean the signal. The signal, you mean the internet, the Wi-Fi, the signal. I think that's what you're talking about. Kanyazi, I was angry when he hit me. What's the question? You didn't ask a question. So, I don't know. What's the problem, Kanyazi? You got to ask the question. You don't understand you don't understand angry? Yola, hello guys, hello. Khan Nazi, he was upset when he couldn't submit his assignments on time, question mark. What's the question? That's not a question. Khan Niazi, you gotta ask a question. You don't understand upset? You don't understand submit? You don't understand assignment? What are you asking me? Khan Niazi, I was nervous before giving me presentation. What is the question? Prabin, hit the beat, let's jam. How do you pronounce thee, thou, and all these old English words to say you and your? Those are a bit confusing to differentiate. Differentiate is difficult to say, Lewis. You made me say a difficult word. Differentiate. I think saying differentiate is more difficult than saying thee and thou. Well, Lewis, you never have to say thee and thou because we don't use thee and thou in English anymore. You don't have to say it. You might read it in Shakespeare, but in everyday English, you never say thee or thou. Those are two words you never have to say. Unless you're acting in a Shakespearean play. If you're acting in Hamlet, you might need to say those words, but in everyday life, you don't need to say thee and thou. Oh, Yoon Jae Hyung, rent is object? Oh, what a terrible way to study English, Jae Hyung. Don't break down sentences in the subject object. You gotta relearn how you look at sentences. You gotta, because you're looking at it very technical style. That's the wrong way, Jae Hyung. You got to relearn how to view sentences. If you're looking at sentences and you're looking at what is the subject, object, that is more of a technical way. And I know Koreans, and it's not just your fault, Jae Hyung. I know Korean style teaches that way, but that is really not the way to learn English. You will never learn English if you're doing that way, and I'm against that way. And I'm not going to answer any questions that go too technical into grammar. Oh, that's not your fault, Jae Hyung. I know the Korean system. He heard that his dog had died. He burst into tears. That's an interesting sentence, but I don't see a question. Okay, Khan Niazi, I don't see any questions, so I'm not going to answer you. You got to make a question. Luis Gonzalez, I see Scottish people use me instead of my or I. Would you recommend talking like that? Yes, if you're in Scotland. Does it sound too wrong out of Scotland? Do you have an example sentence? Give me an example sentence, but if you know only Scottish people speak like that, then you don't want to speak like Scottish people unless you're in Scotland. You know, as I said earlier, British people always use bloody, bloody hell, but I'm Canadian. If I was in Canada and I'm always using bloody hell, I would be strange. Cha Min Jae, sir, what's the difference between cozy and snug? I think both are the same. Maybe it is different when it is used. Minjae. Cozy and snug. I like these words, but I'm not the dictionary. You have to go to the dictionary. And number two, you have to give me one sentence using cozy, one sentence using snug, and I'll help you. Kanyazi, that's not a question. Ziad, I see a lot of domestic. Is it right question? What is the question? Ziad, I see a lot of domestic. You guys, I'm not even understanding your questions. All right, let's go back here. Part of the learning process is learning how to make a question so I understand, guys. Check your spelling, check your grammar, add the question mark. And you have your question and you have an example sentence. So if you look at Grace, she's saying, I want to ditch this job. This work is out of my character. And then she has the question, is it right sentence? And I would say, I want to ditch this job. That sentence is correct. Ditch would be like slang, which means quit. This work is out of my character. That's a little awkward. We would say, this work doesn't match. This work doesn't match my character. Ziad, can you make a favor or can you do a favor? Can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor? Can you do me a favor? Azomedin Umarov. How are you? I'm starting to get tired, so we'll end soon. How can I enhance my listening? Well, listen to my live stream every night. That will enhance your listening. Listening is a skill. Like every skill, it takes practice. The more you listen, the better you will be. That is how you enhance anything. Speaking, reading, writing, listening. They're all skills. You just keep doing them every day. They will get better. You listen to my brief singing. Muhammad Zuandri Idris, how are you? How do you do? I'm doing fine. How are you? Lila, which one is correct? I have a large family. I have a big family. And why? I think both are correct. Native speaker, if you said I have a large family, or you have many people in your family, and I have a big family, you have many people in your family. So I would say both are correct. Maya, hello. Fida, what's the difference? Strive and effort. I don't know. Go to the dictionary. Bring back 2 example sentences. I think next week's live stream Q&A, I have to make this bigger. Because you guys, I'm not the dictionary. You have to help me help you. I'm not going to do everything for you guys. You gotta prepare your question. I take time. I get no money for this, guys. I'm taking my time to help you. So if you want my free help, you have to take time, check the dictionary, get some example sentences, put them here, and I'll help you. Grace, same thing. Differentiate and distinguish. Show me example sentences. Everyone's looking for the easy way. Oh, we'll just get Robin to easily explain. No, it's very difficult to explain, like differentiate and distinguish, because you want me to, there's so many ways to use these words, and you want me to think of examples out of the blue. I can't think of examples out of the blue. I can think of some examples out of the blue, but they might be terrible examples. But if you take the time, you can bring in some good examples. Prabin, my family is big, large. I have small. There's no question. Zayed. Quench, can I use it in many conditions? Like I'll quench the farm? No, we quench our thirst. We always quench our thirst. Jihad, how can we improve our writing skill? Well, tomorrow, Wednesday, writing. Come back tomorrow. I'll talk about writing. All right, I'm gonna end this live stream in about 2 or 3 minutes. So stop the questions, please. I'm just gonna get through these questions, and then I'll call it a day. Fida, I try argue down my friend's project. No, that's wrong. Fida, you might say I try to argue down. That's awkward. I try to. I can't think of how to fix that right now, Fida. I'm getting tired. I try to. No, it doesn't make sense. Try again, Fida. Prabin. I cannot distinguish what you are saying because you are speaking like Speed Racer. Oh, sorry, Prabin. Probably because there's a lot of questions and people are waiting. But Prabin, I promise you, if you keep listening, you come listen for a few minutes every day, you will get faster. Your listening will get better. Listening to me. Susanna, good night. I can't just make example. Oh, that's example. Oh, okay. Okay, Pravin. I thought you were talking about yourself. These are just examples. You have no questions, so there you go. You don't have a question, so I'm confused. I think you're talking about yourself. All right, I cannot distinguish what you're saying. I cannot differentiate. So in this case, they would mean similar. Very similar, almost same. I can't think of the difference right now. So distinguish, differentiate. They're very similar, but I can't think of every case right now. Distinguish certainly is more common, but generally speaking, they mean the same thing, especially in this. Franz Dasson, are there same pronunciations God and got to get? Got to get, got to get. God has the goal for the mankind. She's got a goal. Gotta. It sounds very. It's not exactly the same, but it sounds very similar. God gotta. Yeah, it's very similar. I gotta go. I gotta go. Yeah, to a native speaker, it doesn't sound like God, but I'm sure for you guys, it's gotta. It's not the same, but very similar. All right, Lewis, I understand. I'm going to put stop here, right here. So I'm not going to go after, I'm going to finish at the stop questions. Domestic, household, or house chores. Which one is correct? I use house chores or kitchen chores. House chores. Can we use the word errands? You spelled errands wrong. You spell it with an E. They're a little different. That's an R. What else did you ask? You want to say house chores? I have house chores. So every day I got to clean my house, vacuum, take out the garbage. These are house chores. Errands are small tasks. We usually say run errands, which means we outside the house, going to the bank, going to the supermarket. Those are running errands. So inside the house, you have house chores, but if you have to go somewhere and do something, you have to run errands. Benwood, can I use both bend and corner in the same sentence? Like he was shot dead while getting to the bending corner. The bend. I don't know. No, a corner. You mean that like corner. That's not a bend. Prabin, do me a favor. Don't look too much at dictionary. It's sack flowers. You need to charge at least $1, Mr. Shaw. Okay, be careful. You got to say $1. $2. No S. No S there. $1. Yeah, that's a good idea, Itzhak. I'm not a dictionary. I am Google. The group looks like a volcano exploding when I start a fight. Don't start a fight, Florin. I already have enough stress. Thank you, Diallo, Lila. Grace, what's the difference between differentiate and distinguish? It's difficult to differentiate between my friend's twin babies. It's difficult to distinguish between my friend's babies. Those would mean the same. There's probably... Whenever I do this, I'm doing your job. See, I'm doing what you guys should be doing. I just typed differentiate, distinguish, and I got lots of answers here. And all right, so here's the best answer. Native speakers are probably going to use them in the same way. So, Grace, in your sentences, native speakers would use both. But there is a difference, and probably native speakers are wrong. And I use it wrong sometimes too. So distinguish is to notice. You notice a difference. And differentiate means you're trying to show or find the difference. So distinguish, you notice it, you can see it, and differentiate is showing a difference or finding a difference. I know that's confusing, and to make sense of that, we would need a lot of example sentences. But I'm going to say most native speakers interchange. They use them the same way. Lila, yeah, I should take a rest. Goodbye, Stephanie. We're finishing soon, Lofty Guy. Good question. All right, and I put stop question. So thanks so much, everyone, for watching. Oh, I wonder how many questions I answered in an hour and a half. Must be like 100 questions. Tomorrow's writing, so I'm just teaching a lesson tomorrow. So come back tomorrow, watch the lesson. And I'm going to test right now. Any of my students still watching, write your name right now. If any of my students are still watching, I mean my college students, any of you still watching, write your name right now. Oh, Im Hee Jung. There you go. Good for you. Oh, in you. Good for you. So to my students, again, you guys don't have to watch every day. But if there's an interesting topic, come back and check it out. So everyone, Grace wants the extra score. Grace, you always get bonus. Yu Sung Jun. Oh, there's still a lot of students here. All right, Franz doesn't. So see you guys tomorrow for writing. And Thursday, pronunciation, topic discussion, games, grammar. Oh, where is it? Let's get rid of that. Join the links below. Join the Facebook group. Subscribe to the channels. And very important also, like the video. That's how you pay me. You hit like. Grace is asking dangerous questions. No, Grace, these are all freshmen. They only met me today. Oh, English Prom's here. Why didn't you ask a question? Oh, Mani's here. Anagui, you guys didn't ask questions. Oh, finally, Grace, you're finally clicking like. Florin is hitting don't like because he likes to irritate me. Okay, guys. See you tomorrow.